We'll have to sing along and pretend. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Clipping CG with me, Vicky, and Dean of DA Talks.
Hey guys, it's Diabetics here.
Hey, how is everybody tonight in the chat? It is a beautiful Saturday night. Finally. It's been sweltering here all like for the last week. So this is a really nice change.
Nice.
Yes. And we are late because of Dean. It was all his fault.
Yeah, for once it actually wasn't my fault. This is complete shit. Like the one time, because it usually is, without doubt. Usually it's my fault. This is the one time I wasn't late.
Yeah, sure. So tonight, actually, we're going to start a little bit different. We are going to talk about an Indiegogo. We are going to share an Indiegogo. We are going to ask you guys to go and check it out. It is What Would Testify Do? Go buy a wristband. Yes, indeed. They are fully funded. I heard, even though the Indiegogo is expected to ship in November of 2020, that it will be the first Comicsgate Indiegogo to ship early.
It's a great product. I love it.
It is. Everybody needs a Lance Armstrong rubber armband that says, I hate you all.
I love the promotion of that StarWarsGuy.com. I love that that's his brand.
Yeah, I do too. I have no offense, Testify. I do have a little difficulty listening to your show, but I keep giving it a shot. I do.
As long as you give it a thumbs up, right?
Yes, indeed. So everybody, they are, I believe, $4. Yes, $4. Shipping is $5, but it does because that includes tracking.
Yeah.
So,
I think you still owe Testify an award.
I do. If he DMs me his address, I will get it to him.
That's never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. But I am willing to do so. He's just got to get me his address.
Nice. So yeah, no, now that we promoted that, what's on the agenda for today?
Well, tonight we are going to be talking some drunks, some diabetics, and some zombies. It is a full slate tonight. It is indeed. But first, I thought we'd go ahead and we'd start with the dreaded Cecil cover. Now, I found this quite interesting, mainly because of how long this shit has been going on.
Mm.
When I had my stream with Ethan, I think I was the first person to publicly say that I believed he was working with Dynamite. Now, people in the back, in back rooms, they already knew. War Campaign knew. Roe knew. Gat obviously knew. Cecil knew. I mean, all these people knew. But nobody was saying anything publicly. And if you go back to the live stream, the look on Ethan's face when I said that I believe this company that you're working for is Dynamite was priceless. He was actually kind of taken aback for a second, and looked shocked that somebody had figured it out. So,
what led you to believe that? Are you allowed to say?
Oh yeah, sure. When I was researching the coins, I'm like, I decided to look at Dynamite's website because I knew that, well, I had heard, so I knew, that Dynamite did his fulfillment. Mike Miller claimed that Ethan paid Dynamite a shit ton of money to do it. And he probably did, because at this point it looks like not only were they doing his fulfillment, they were his go-between with his printer. I mean, they literally did everything for his campaigns. All he did was sell books, you know, um, which takes a lot of effort when you're doing 8-hour live streams every night on the
Yeah.
weekend. But yeah, so basically all Ethan was doing was selling the books, and Dynamite appeared to be doing everything. At this point, we know that now. So I just looked at Dynamite's website, and the
Mhm.
wording for some of the coins was almost exactly the same. And I saw, oh, well, Dynamite's working with, which was all taken off of the Merrick Mint's website, some of the wording. It was word for word from their About Us page and their description of what their product is.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, Dynamite's working with Merrick Mint. I bet
Yeah.
you Dynamite did Ethan's coins, especially after, when he's talking about somebody changed my page,
Yeah.
you know. And by that point, he had, I think before the live stream, he had mentioned that he had, this company that he'd contracted with,
Mhm.
his vendor who wasn't his vendor, you know.
Hmm.
So that's what brought it up to me in the first
Yeah.
place.
So Jim Turner just said something interesting in the chat. He said, and it makes sense why War Campaign and Ethan attacked certain people. Rags, Tim Lim, they were Dynamite's competition. Do you
Yeah, they were working with Antarctic Press.
now?
Yeah,
Do you think that's why? Like, does
I'm sure that had a lot to do with it.
hmm,
Um, and it's really a good observation, frankly,
yeah,
because I mean, aside from the fact that Tim managed to embarrass Ethan on his own stream, which nobody is allowed to do. Um, so that that had something to do with it as well,
yeah.
you know. So
Hmm. All right, pretty
um,
interesting.
yeah, but I'm sure a lot of it had to do with Tim working with Antarctic Press. The Rag Zombies guys, they worked with Antarctic Press as well, and they never quite made it into um, the CG crowd. They were kind of pushed away as well. So yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah, and he is most likely correct. And here I am trying to find Renfamous's thread because I'm an idiot and I'm not sure that I bookmarked it. But instead of doing that, we'll go here because this is even better. We'll just start with something completely and totally insane, because we all need to start our nights with a little bit more insanity than testifies Indiegogo.
Sounds like
So
a good idea to me.
yeah, so let me share screen. Tab, share audio, because we want everybody to hear this, and share. Let me double check, make sure that actually worked. Yes, it did. God, I am almost so proud of myself. I'm working with one screen instead of two today, so that makes a huge difference. So let me
do this right. Let me do it. Let me show you how it's done. It can be here again. We can make it that good again. Just give me the money I need to make it. Trust me with your backer numbers. Like, come in, back me, show so that I can show studios I have 20,000 people that want this, and let me create and then teach other people and like show that there's demand. We need to show that we want this to people so that we can push back against the motherfuckers that say no, 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 no. Do this right. Let me do it. Let me show.
got a little Liam rant is always good. And look at Micah's face. Look at Micah. He
Yeah.
is just like, oh fuck, man. How did I get into this shit? Well, because you're insane too, Micah.
Yeah, he's just a lesser insane, but
It,
still.
so as he's ranting and raving, we're supposed to trust him with our backer numbers and information. The
Yo,
crazy man.
You can't even trust himself around his own mother. Like, think I'm gonna trust you with my information?
I know, right? It is so nuts. I find myself like kind of yeah, I really have very it becomes very difficult to describe Liam's crap. Oh yes. And then of course, I don't know if anybody had heard, but Englewood by Michael Curtis started to ship. And that turned out to be quite an interesting debacle all on its own.
Oh, really?
So yes, indeed. I find reading updates to be quite interesting. People should often just go check out updates on streams because you'll find out some interesting stuff. I think I may have originally seen it on oh, he was black, but he's Pope Noir now, I think, on Twitter. So Micah had a little shipping difficulty. And he says, "Hey there, everyone. Micah Curtis here, and I wanted to give a heads up on something. I've heard from a customer that he did receive his book damaged when it came to him. It's unfortunate, but it does happen from time to time. Should this happen, please let us know. For any future shipments, we'll be sending them in a bag and board, and we're even going to go a step further and wrap them in bubble wrap. Because Gemini mailers and bags and boards are too much for these people. Too much." Now, after Wanger shipping things in Ziploc baggies, how in the world do you not bag and board your books?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know. It is a complete and utter boggle to me.
So how do comic books usually come in when they're ordered this way? I have no clue. I need this explained to me.
You do need this explained. So normally, what normal people do is they bag and board the books. They make these nifty plastic bags, and these boards are the exact same size. I mean, it's not a super stiff cardboard, but it's enough to keep the book stiff while it's being packaged.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Then it's in a special bag that is an acid-free bag because the acid in things like Ziploc baggies will leach the ink out of the cover. They destroy the books, right? Just like acid-free photograph albums. Same concept, right? So, and then most people send them in Gemini mailers. These are specially designed mailers for comic books.
Okay.
That they're very stiff. They're probably about half an inch thick or so once they're all folded up. Sometimes they'll even tape the bags and the board inside to the inside of the Gemini mailer.
Yeah.
Just so it doesn't slide around and smash the corners of the book. Tim Lim actually sends his books in a box. They actually come in a regular little box that are pretty cool. That are just a little bit bigger than the books themselves. But most people use Gemini mailers. There are some media mailers that are stiff cardboard, but Gemini is pretty much the gold standard.
Okay.
And it costs if you buy them in bulk, you can get them as cheap as something like 35 cents each if you buy them in bulk. So they're pretty cheap. Bags and boards, they cost anywhere from 5 to 10 cents, per bag, depending on where you get them. Never buy your supplies from Amazon, people. Never, because you're paying way too much. Get them from a wholesaler. Yeah, you see a lot of people actually going, yeah, buy it on Amazon. And also a lot of mailers can be gotten free from your postal service. If you want to do like posters, you can get tubes free from the United States Postal Service. to ship your posters. So,
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, Micah asked something like $10 for shipping, I believe, for Inglewood, and didn't even bag and board them. That is just so wrong.
Yeah, like what did he need $10 for shipping per person for?
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Exactly. You've got to figure that, when you're paying that kind of money, you're already paying $20 to $25 for a book,
Yeah.
right? And then you're paying another $10 to $15, some charge 15 for shipping. Well, damn it, you know, your book should show up in near perfect condition. Let's put it this way. Skinny got a book from Doug Garrett. I believe it was it was Lone Wolf #1,
Mhm.
right? Doug Garrett taped the shit out of it. I mean, it was just covered in tape. Skinny got it a week later. Somebody brought it to his porch. There had been a storm. It had been left by the mailman. And because it's so stiff, you can't fold it. Well, I mean, you could step on it and fold it and put it, squish it into somebody's mailbox. But because the Gemini mailers are so stiff, you can't normally do that.
Mhm.
A week later, after a massive rainstorm, and Skinny's book was still in perfect condition.
Nice.
So yeah, the Gemini mailer is definitely the way to go. Now you don't necessarily have to go crazy with the tape, but yeah, it definitely is good. Every book I've gotten from Preston has come in a Gemini mailer. I just got a book from Australia, and it came in a Gemini mailer in a and then it was put in a bubble wrap um, envelope for international shipping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So it all makes
Good
sense.
old
So basically he charged $10, which is kind of a lot, especially when there was no protection on his shipping.
yes.
Nice.
Yes,
Well
indeed.
done. Well done.
Well done. Very excellent. That it's such a shit show. Ethan did not send Cyberfrog in a Gemini mailer. He had these weird cardboard envelopes that everything got sent out in.
Were they good though?
Mine showed up okay. But it was still something that could have very easily been squished by the postal service. But mine turned out okay. I didn't see a whole lot of complaints about them, but you'd think that spending $25 on a book and another $10 on shipping, they would come in, in the gold standard of shipping containers.
Yeah.
But this is Comicsgate we're talking about here.
Yeah,
So.
this isn't professional comics. This is Comicsgate.
Comicsgate. Yes, indeed. So, I'm sure if anybody saw Preston's latest video, Pocket Jacks Comics, if you haven't, go watch it. But he does share a lot of this about Ethan's throwing Barucci under the bus, basically. But what we hear from Ethan is this. Whoops, I think I forgot to share my
Boo, what
audio.
type of show is this?
Oh, what type of shit is this, man? How dare you?
What kind of show
Hey,
you running here?
I know. We're working at it though. I'll get
Comics rape
there.
your wallet.
Roe called it comics grift, which I found kind of interesting because that's something a lot of us have been saying for quite some time. So, there, I think I got it this time. Yay! If I didn't, yell at me some more.
18, Nick saw what was happening in the community, reached out to me like a friend. And he said, I see what's going on, man. I just want you to know I'm your friend. Nobody was saying that to me. My friends weren't saying that to me. My friends had become my enemies. But Nick did. Nick met me at a restaurant in Marlton, New Jersey. He bought me some drinks. He said, how you holding up? And I said, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't, this is, I guess it's the end of my career in comics. I got to figure out a way going forward to provide for my family. I have a little daughter. I'm a new father. And I can't stay at DC. 2018.
I find it quite interesting watching Ethan. I actually watched the beginning of this stream. I only watched the first 30 minutes because that was all I could take. Once he started talking about how Comicsgate bought him his swimming pool, I was a little turned off. But his eyes are so unfocused and sort of just go everywhere, like he's just telling tales.
Yeah.
He never looks he doesn't look at the camera, Well,
it's like that third story he's told about him leaving the mainstream. Like, there's so many different tales of how it happened and what happened following.
Yeah.
And it's hard to believe, right? Like, first he was fired, then he quit, then he didn't really quit, but he sucked some dude off at a pizza parlor, and they didn't want him to write books anymore because they're homophobic. Like, there's like 7 stories,
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was funny. But there are many different. There are about 3 different stories of Ethan leaving DC. I tend to side on they just didn't renew his contract because he's a complete and total piece of shit.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Your mileage may vary.
Cyberfrog. Nick reached out to me and said, "You want to do some business? You want to make some money? We'll help you out where you need. I can advise you. I can tell you where to go. I can help you learn to make your own comics. And, we'll do these other things. If you want to do variant covers, put a little more money in your pocket." Nick was there. I said, "Nick, you can't do this. They're going to find out. They're going to get you." He's Nick Ferrucci. He's New Jersey. He didn't give a fuck. Crowd.
See, so as I was saying earlier, they did everything for Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. I was watching him at the beginning of this stream. Actually, he was showing off the new Unforgettable books, and he couldn't even tell you what weight the paper was.
Yeah.
So, he still doesn't know. He still doesn't know. And what is interesting is I think that may be the War campaign clip that we have queued up, but I'm pretty sure it is, but we'll see in just a second. So let's go ahead and escape out of that. And I know, yeah, Ren, leave it. Ren put some serious work in here. And then we're just going to go ahead and slide down here a little bit, because this one's actually one of my favorites. Let's see here.
Let's
go ahead and full screen that.
Started to become friendly with comic skaters who weren't even creators. I mean, necessarily. Anna and Cecil, for example, while still maintaining cordial working relationships with people like Billy Tucci, and a very close friendship that we've had for 25 years. With me, he started to sort of offer more and more books, and because he was enjoying Comicsgate, I think he agrees with a lot of what we have to say. Nick thought that it was safe. He started to become...
Nick agrees with so much with what you have to say that he was willing to throw Cecil under the bus. instead of standing by his principles.
Well, I mean, just because like what EVS is saying could be true, right? But it's like he wasn't willing to throw away his business for what he believed in.
Right.
You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Exactly.
Which says more about like Nick, really.
Yeah.
But I don't
But
know.
it is comics, I guess. So we cut them a little slack. No, we don't. Um, and then see, yes, this was the super chat reference. He started sending super chats to Ethan, like people weren't gonna notice. Um, you know,
Yeah, see
and
that's a dumb move. Right? Like if
Fallout
you're
was
trying to keep it private, don't send super chats. Like what an idiot.
well, according to Ethan, he just became so comfortable with Comicsgate and wanted to share his Comicsgate experiences, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know.
I think it
But
means blowjobs in the back of a pizza
the
parlor.
pizza parlor.
That's
He
a
did.
true Comicsgate experience.
Ethan did talk about how Nick would bring him pizza. So
Hey, let's
swift
get
and
it.
immediate. Nick came over my house Friday. He had planned to come over. I mean, Nick's a friend. He lives 10 minutes away in the neighborhood. Came over. He's like, I'm going to get, he brings pizza. We smoke cigars
Ooh.
outside. We
see,
talk
pizza.
about
Smoke
things.
cigar
We
is
talk about
code
the
for
industry.
something, right?
It's good for getting some insight into how things are going. I have my own ideas. I run them past Nick, and sometimes he says, no, you're misunderstanding. And he came over frantic and upset. We're trying to eat pizza. There's nothing that can get me so upset that I will not eat pizza. And he's on his phone, panicked, just miserable about all this stuff. And I said, yeah, they're coming to get you. That's what they do, Nick. I mean, that is what these people do. I said, whatever you do, do not bow, do not kneel to these people. Do not take one step in their direction. Just ignore them. Fall.
Well, we all know how that went.
Womp womp.
Whamp, whamp, whamp. Yeah. Nick didn't ignore him. As a matter of fact, Nick said, "Oh fuck this shit! I'm going to try to save my company because all these creators are now trying to bail on me."
Mm-hmm.
He had, there was a lot of backlash from people that he was publishing, and they were like, "Nope, nope,
See,
nope."
but the thing is that those people are probably going to leave anyways at this point, right?
Oh, sure.
Right. Like
Yeah.
maybe he should have just stuck with EVS at that point. Like once he gotten figured out, because EVS would have continued to do business with him. Those other people that found out, they're probably not. They're probably so mad that they're not. And now you've lost both of them.
Well, part of the problem is there was a big dust up in Comicsgate just the week before, which Ethan never actually acknowledged, about Dynamite donating money to the Bail Project.
Yeah.
Which was, bailing out Antifa rioters and stuff like that, and murderers and pedophiles. And I mean, I get it. It's a charity, and, everybody deserves a fair trial. But it was very SJW, and a lot of people in Comicsgate were bailing on Comicsgate because of that, and not just War Campaign saying, "Hey, this shit is is so SJW," but just normies, quote unquote.
Yeah.
In CG were horrified by the idea, and then when it turns out that Ethan was working with them as well, that kind of it sort of solidified a lot of things for people.
Oh, yeah,
It's why Tucci's campaign with Dynamite lost $8,000 the day this all happened. I mean, $8,000 from a campaign is taken from a campaign is a lot of money.
Oh no, that's
So
that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of cash. Let's go ahead and we'll full screen that one too. So.
I'm saying I'm not doing business with Dynamite. There will be no more Vampirella covers from Dynamite. I'm moving forward. I recommend Comic Skaters do the same. I am.
And now it's your turn, Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one am I
That
sharing?
the war campaign.
The one at
I believe
55
that's when
minutes.
Yeah, I think that's the right timestamp.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Share your screen. Yes.
Don't forget to share audio because I flubbed that one already once today.
Allow entire screen. Huh.
Alright.
It doesn't give me, it doesn't tell me to do audio. Hold on.
You could do it as a tab. See, this is why we were late, people.
This isn't why we were late. All right, well, let's see. Let's see if it just works like this. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. Nope, you didn't share any audio.
Darn it.
Gosh,
Well
you
then.
suck. You suck, Dean.
I do suck.
You do. You have to hit the little tab.
Yeah, well,
There's a little
'cause-
check
hold
box.
on. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right.
You ready? Ah, there went Dean. There he goes. I guess I'll have to do this there. Wait, he's trying to come back. Should we let him back? I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
should. No, well, because I moved over what I was
Yeah,
using,
okay.
what I was using it on. Because I was on Firefox because Chrome didn't want to work. But now I moved over to Firefox. Okay, can you see?
Yes.
Okay.
And that is this
Yes.
one. Yeah.
All right.
Really the turning point. He sent me a DM after this. It was where I was on a stream. Okay, this is about maybe
Nope, that's the wrong
7
one. That's
months
one
ago,
about
7 months
mail-in.
ago, somewhere on there.
Damn it. Damn it. I messed up the timestamp, people. However, if you go and watch the stream, Ro actually mentions that Ethan has another year on his contract with Dynamite. He says if Ethan decides to deny that, he will share the DMs where Ethan says that he is still under contract. So Ethan is either lying about not working with Dynamite anymore, or two, he is going to be breaking a contract and having to pay them money. Would be my guess. I mean, that's the only way out of a contract, right? You have to buy your way out of it. So this could have, one, cost Ethan a lot of money, or two, he's just completely full of shit. I tend to side on the Ethan's just completely full of shit. And
no, Ethan's a
Dynamite,
nice, honest guy.
oh yeah, he is. He's so honest. That they will still be doing his fulfillment. Excuse me. We'll find out. If anybody backed Cyberfrog 2, let us know what the return address says. Because it'll either be where Ethan comes from, the post office closest to Ethan, or it will be coming from where the town where Dynamite is. So yeah, that's always good. But I think we can move on. The night that Cecil's cover was shared, and the Indiegogo went up, I don't know if anybody noticed, but Donald's poor Donald, he was not credited with doing the cover.
Donald deserves proper credit.
Donald does deserve proper credit.
Everybody deserves
for
the
that
credit they are due.
He should get credit for that god awful cover with the really weird titties. Yeah, that is what I do agree. Because those boobs were just something. Yeah, Red Sonja's boob shot straight up. It was something if you haven't seen it. But this is what he tweeted out. See, Donald, you did learn an interesting lesson. That lesson is you are unimportant in the grand scheme of Comicsgate. You're only there to do Cecil's book. That is all you were good for, and that's all you're getting. I'm sorry. That's just
Mhm.
the way shit works.
Yeah.
So,
But no,
yeah.
like it is an interesting lesson, Donald, I'm sure. People should be given credit when they do
Right.
something. You fat piece
Yes.
of shit.
When somebody actually writes your book for you, Donald, they should get credit for writing the book for you,
Mhm.
not as a co-plotter.
Yeah.
So
And and let's go back to the weird titties thing, right? Because Donald has tits. It shouldn't be that hard for him to look down for inspiration on how to draw them. He might not be able to see his penis, but he can still see his tits, and he should know how to draw them.
That is true. That is true. I'm trying to see if I can find I had taken a screen grab of said tits, and I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick. But I probably won't be able to find it in time for it to be salient. But yeah, if you haven't, it is now on Cecil's Cash Grab, I believe. They're offering it as a poster now. Oh, so why don't I just go look there? Duh. That's just as easy. But yeah, it is a good lesson for Donald to learn. He deserves it.
Oh yeah, without
Um,
doubt.
I'm sure
He,
the irony was completely and totally lost on him. But it is CG. They don't understand irony or self-reflection.
Mhm.
So yeah, we will stop sharing that, and I have it right here. And this is the rework. Now, Donald did not recolor this because Donald does not have enough time to redo it. Because he's doing cash grab. So Kyle Ritter recolored it. It's just the exact same picture. But look at this. Look at
Yeah.
that boob. That is not anatomy. No, I'm sorry, but that's just awful.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm surprised Kyle didn't try to fix it because I'm sure Kyle knows how boobs look. But yeah, that's pretty bad. So,
Not
but
good, not good.
not good. So while we're on the subject of Cecil, now we can share the video. It's your turn again. You'll share
Perfect.
that video from the
Yeah,
Jack
the
Show.
Jack Show? Yeah, not a problem. Let's go ahead and share my screen. Share audio. Share. And you
Add to stream. Don't
should.
start it.
Don't
Don't
start
start
it
it.
yet?
Yeah. Sorry. I have a cough now. It's yeah. I started getting a cold. Now I have a cough.
Oh no.
I know. But I can still taste everything, so it's definitely not COVID. Yeah. So with all the talk of Comicsgate being a hate group, we keep being told that Comicsgate is all inclusive. And is that the right timestamp there that you got? It doesn't
You
look
said
like it.
3:26:45?
No.
That was the timestamp I was given.
It might be a little bit different on the app. But anyway, 3 hours, not 3 minutes.
Yeah. 3:26:45.
Ah, how bizarre.
Mhm.
Might have to scroll through a little bit further. Go up to
Okay.
340
Sure.
because it should be John Malin,
That was racist.
Yeah, it's definitely not just Ethan. This is what happens when I give you control of things.
I love.
You'll never see the 20th century.
Well, you wanna
Yeah,
know
it
what
should be.
the-
It's about halfway
Yeah, but
halfway through the stream. I think you picked up the wrong
Proceed.
one. Graveyard Shift 3 launch.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Yep, it's about halfway through the stream. You've gone way too far. And still too far. Oh well. Yeah.
Or anything.
A little bit before that. No. Back. It may have rendered different. Okay, we can actually just pause. Yeah. So you guys can find this, and unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to be able to go back just a little bit. It should be just the four of them. Cecil, Malin, Anna, and Rob Willis.
Okay.
So you might have to go forward just a little bit. No, back a little bit further.
Yeah.
Back a little bit further.
Mm.
That's almost it. No, they just went a little too far. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Go ahead and hit play. See where we're at.
Abos?
Yeah, John, why did you
Go back just a minute.
What?
Go back just a minute. Go back just a minute or two. Literally just a minute or two. And I think you just went back too far.
I feel it
Yeah.
Too far?
explains.
Nope, this will be fine. Yeah, this will be
All
fine.
right.
Go ahead and play it, because I'll just talk over it a little bit.
Wow.
So
What's the worst
Here we
curse
go.
word in Australia?
I mean, it's not the worst one, but it's one we use all the time, and that's the C bomb. You know,
I love that word.
the C to the U to the N to the T. We use that.
that
as
is my
a-
favorite word. Yeah, that's
What do
my
you guys
favorite.
use
I say
Aboriginal?
cunt all the time.
I love it.
Mm.
Here it comes.
Mhm.
Like, what's a derogatory way you would refer
As
to
long as it doesn't start with the letter N.
What's
Go
an
ahead.
offhand that you would say? You can't think of it? Never heard of it.
You can't say it. No, you can't say it.
It's just shorten that word down.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and chuck an S on it. Shorten it down and chuck an S on
Wait,
it.
just spell it for us.
I don't even want to.
Wait, NIGS?
Oh, Jesus.
ABO, and then S.
ABO.
Hit pause.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't even believe
So poor Rob Willis here is so incredibly uncomfortable, and they all just egg him on. But you can see how incredibly uncomfortable he is to use a racial slur. Now,
Oh, without
why? Yeah, why you would ask somebody that question in the first place is beyond me. I would never.
Hey, we live in a time where people are getting canceled for saying shit like this. How about you tell us some of the shit that people get canceled for?
Right, exactly. I mean, you've got
Come on,
people,
just do it. Just do it. Just spell out stuff that'll get you canceled. Just come on.
right? We're not a
Fucking
hate
great.
group. We're not a hate group. Please fling out some racial slurs for us. But we're not a hate
Yeah.
group, right? So yeah. So go ahead and go forward just a little bit more.
you
Go ahead and
fucking-
play. Hit play.
There's two B's in it as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you can put 2 in there.
Yeah, if you're I'm just sick of this.
Abos?
Yeah, John, why did you invite
That's the
this guy?
word?
Mhm.
By
Yeah.
itself? You can't say that word?
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. I'm not the rule maker.
Well, you're the Australian. Can you
Yeah.
go up to your friend and say, "Oh, you're these damn abos," and then everybody's like, "Is
I
that
don't know.
it?"
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. It doesn't happen often.
Wow. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything over here, but over there, yeah, grab's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with him.
Fucking Arabos.
Crazy as shit.
Oh,
So Malin,
he's
so
gonna be
Malin
fucking-
now knows this is a racial slur, right?
Mhm.
No,
He
Yeah.
knows.
no,
He's
obviously
been told,
Australia
but he
is-
just continues to repeat it
Um,
over and
brings us
over
back
and
to
over
midnight
again
oil.
because it's not one here,
Beds are burning.
Yeah.
What's the meaning of that?
right? Hey, go ahead and
Oh,
pause it for a second.
Yeah.
Now what happens is in a minute or so is Cecil puts on the scroll. Australian Rob Willis says, "Fuck the abos," and excuse me for using that word. I wouldn't accept. I'm just trying to
Yeah. Given context.
illustrate and give you context. It scrolls on the screen for about 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes.
Mhm.
And poor Rob Willis is sitting there. At one point, he goes off screen and he mutes his mic. I can just imagine him swearing up and down at home. But says absolutely nothing about it. Me, I'd be like, turn that fucking shit off.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? But no, he is the artist on Malin's book. So he has to go along with the gag.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Because John Malin is doing no art on his new Graveyard Shift 3. None. He has the only credit that he has on the entire campaign is a story, not the writing, not the scripting, just story on an ash can.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Lots of other people are doing the work for him on this one because apparently John needs to build up his YouTube channel. And he's so busy with YouTube, he can't do his own book.
No, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yep. We should all be so lucky, right?
Right.
Yeah. But that is how the CG goes. So, and then CG leads us into something not CG, unfortunately. So do you want to play that clip from Ethan's channel?
Yeah, the one during the auction.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
the
know, I
first
think
one.
the better transition would have been speaking of Australians.
Speaking
But-
of Australians, yeah, my brain didn't go there this time. It's getting late. It's midnight
Yeah.
here. But you could have done it.
I could have. I just
You
did. I
could
just
have.
did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and share my screen. Are you you seeing what I'm putting down?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Found out that this one anti-comic skater, a very like Preston Poulter's partner in crime, is a huge, famous scam artist from Australia, who started a fake astronauts program. He scammed Australia. He said,
That's awesome, though.
"We
I
have
gotta-
$42 million to send 2 people to the moon, and you can be a part of it." And disgraced himself, and then later had to confess that he smokes crack and he fucks other guys in his wife's bed.
Now
I love
that
it.
last
I
Yeah.
love it. Fucking, like, smokes crack and has sex with other men in his wife's bed. Yeah, that last part, I have no idea where he got that from.
none whatsoever.
I
I've
think
seen.
it's just a little bit of EVS flair.
Is that what that's called?
I think it
It
is.
It's just flair. So yeah, if you Google and read about it, was the Star Walker reality show.
Yeah.
And what they were going to do supposedly was they had purchased
Unlike
they already
fucking guys
had.
behind pizza parlors.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
They had already supposedly purchased 2 seats on Russian Soyuz rockets that were going to take them, I guess, to a space station that was going to be built a small space, whatever. Um, Thousands of people had gone ahead and tried to get on the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They sent in submissions through like what's called, I guess, I don't think we have it in America, but they're something SMS. They're it starts with an
Text.
E.
It is. It's just SMS is just text messaging.
No,
We
yeah,
do have
I
that
know,
here
but
in America.
no, I know we have that part, but it was Premier SMS,
Right.
which
So
was
it would cost you $10 every time you texted in.
yeah.
And of course, the idea is to text as many times as you can, so you can have as many entries as you can.
So
And
send in $10 as much as you want, and as many times as you press, as many times as you basically throw away $10. That's how many entries you've put in.
yeah. So in an interview with this website several months ago, this is from the Sydney Morning Herald, Nolan claimed there would be northern and southern hemisphere versions of the show, and contestants from all over the world would complete rigorous, real-world astronaut training challenges, which would eventually decide who wins. It's a reality show to find two astronauts. The two grand final winners will both be trained as proper astronauts and will be sent on a proper mission into outer space. Space enthusiast Robert Brand was contracted by Nolan to develop the astronaut challenges on the show. He quit after Nolan allegedly failed to pay him and claims he's owed more than $200,000. I mean, that's Australian money, so it's not real money, I guess. But, just kidding.
Yeah, salary dough or something. Get out of here,
Yeah.
Australia. With your fake money.
Nolan had produced a letter purportedly from Russian space agency
By the way,
StarSim.
Nolan is
zombie. You guys have seen him around. He's been on I Kind of Believe. He's been on Mecca's stream. He's been on Preston's stream. I don't think I've ever hosted him except for on I Kind of Believe.
I've never had him on.
Yeah. So, but that is Zombie Nomicron. And they claimed that Stephen Hawking was even involved in it.
Yeah, he was gonna be a judge on the space reality TV show. The winner would two winners would get to be sent off into space, and
they were going to build a spaceport in Australia.
Yeah. By the way, guys, yes, Australia does not have a space station. So
or a space program, apparently.
Or a space program. Yeah, no, the whole thing was just a giant lie created by an anti-CGer named Zombie.
Named Zombie. And then also in July of last year, and I'm not exactly sure the date of this article, I'd have to scroll back up. Nolan was one of his film producer business partners, Greg Smith, sued an Australian community website, ZGeek, for defamation, claiming disparaging comments about them on the site's message board caused Eastern European investors for a different film to pull out. So he had actually...
Wait, why don't you share can you share your screen if you've got that up?
Yeah.
7, are you controlled opposition?
And that would be this one. Yeah. So the Sydney Morning Herald.
Perfect.
So I love this one. Contestants who signed up to be part of Star Walker have since expressed their dismay on a Facebook group. Some claim to have spent hundreds of dollars and countless hours on training for the grueling challenges that were promised to be part of the show. I had asked my employer for time off, began rescheduling my life around my diving and training profiles, asked my community for support, began a public blog. I mean, people were seriously taken in by this. It's It wasn't just some sort of little bit of a lark. This disrupted some people's lives.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were people that like threw away like at least $1,000 just to enter.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
I mean, the reward was going into space.
Yeah.
Like, there's
and
just no way.
Yeah, there's just no way. So here I have another tab I'll share. It'll be easier than trying to do pulling up my bookmarks. I don't want everybody seeing my bookmarks. That would be bad. So Star Walker reality show headed by disbarred attorney. Several readers have pointed out to me that Star Walker executive producer Nolan was disbarred as an attorney in Australia 7 years ago on 3 counts of misappropriation of money from a trust fund he controlled.
Yes, he got disbarred for stealing money from a trust fund that he was supposed to be looking after.
Yeah. He was removed from the role of legal practitioners in August of 2002 on the grounds that he is no longer fit and proper person to practice as a legal practitioner. Well, I mean, most attorneys are kind of shady, so I don't know how many of them are actually fit and proper, but I guess he couldn't even, manage that low bar. And so he never actually appeared in front of the board. He sent a letter that indicated he had no objection to being struck off the roll, and wasn't going to oppose it in any fashion.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of telling in and of itself. But this one is actually one of my favorites. So let's see, did that share? Yeah. This is from a forum. And so apparently, there is a gentleman in Canberra, Australia, by the name of Nolan, who has been using the similarity of his name to the Nolan brothers to make connections and boost his own career. He's been caught out on one occasion for what is best described as an international scam. That was the Star Walker thing. However, he's had many other flights of fancy, some real, some not. So I must admit, this particular discussion is posted partly in bitterness, as I was a prop maker for his movie Sweet Cyanide, which bombed to an unbelievable degree in 2007. And like most, if not all people associated with that movie, I was not paid. And to me, $1,000 is pretty important. However, after a few months of hounding him for payment, I gave up. It was only after my partner watched Dark Knight with me that she took to the computer to look up the 2 Nolans and came across my unfortunate past. So, he claimed that a Playboy playmate by the name of Rachel Robbins was involved in 2 of his failed films. And she had no idea who he was. The entire film company was a scam. And he did claim to be the Jonathan Nolan, brother of Christopher.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It is not pretty, but we can't exactly ignore it. We can't just let one, can't just let Ethan spread extra bullshit about being addicted to drugs and sleeping with men, because
no, I'm pretty sure that's all true. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it's not. And so, but that we can't say something about other people without saying something about those we've been associated with when things come to light. And I think
Yeah.
that's important. It's what separates us from them in CG, essentially. You know, so it's part of what Dean does on a regular on his show. It's sort of his gimmick. I mean,
Yeah.
and something he feels strongly about, and it's something I feel strongly about as well.
Mhm.
So we wanted to go ahead and present that to all of you guys. You can do your own Google searches. It's pretty easy to find a lot of this stuff. I found a bunch of it in under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you have anything you wanted to say about it, Dean?
No, just that I heard that he smokes crack and he sleeps with other men in his wife's bed. And
Yeah.
no,
So,
I did love hearing that though. That shit was
yeah.
hilarious. It was
But
really funny.
what did happen is Zombie was involved in the Comicsgate wiki. And so, or the Comicsgate TM wiki, which has been changed now. Apparently, there was some issue with the Comicsgate TM agreement.
Mhm.
And fandom had posted on the wall of the wiki that, you know, they wanted to talk to somebody about it. Now, Zombie was an admin on that site. It was Zombie and Preston were the only admins. And the reason Zombie was made an admin was so that Preston didn't have to pay attention to it. So Zombie was aware that there was an issue and never talked to Preston about it. So eventually, fandom took it down, I guess. It is now back up under a different name. It is now back up under Supernova Shared Universe. But what Zombie did was he basically took all of the pages from the Comicsgate Shared Universe and plopped them into this new fandom wiki. So if you still go, like I had the Comicsgate Shared Universe bookmarked. Here, I'll go ahead and I'll share it. So, and when I go to that bookmark, it now takes me to Supernova Shared Universe. But it still has, you know, it still says Comicsgate TM. Excuse me. It still lists a lot of the same characters. Some
Well,
people
no, I
have
don't think
removed.
anything was moved though. I think it was just the name was changed,
I
right?
think it was just renamed. It may have just been renamed, but I do know that Zombie had backed up the wiki.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
so when I think I have I had it somewhere and I think I just put it somewhere in a bad spot so I won't be able to find it. But I had a screenshot of the messages from the wall stating that they were going to be deleting the wiki. So I think what happened is Zombie had backed it up. Excuse me again. I'm sorry, you guys. And I did take some cough medicine beforehand, but it just doesn't seem to be helping. I think Zombie had backed it up beforehand. And when they deleted it and took it down, he went ahead and started this new one, Supernova Shared Universe, and then just uploaded all the Comicsgate TM pages.
Yeah.
Now Preston has no access to this. He is not an admin on this site. He is not connected to Supernova Shared Universe. He had actually requested that Zombie take down. That's why they're here. And the Guinevere, right? So that one's gone. Had requested from Zombie to take down his characters. I though last time I checked, White Lily was still up there. And I know the list is really, it's kind of long. So let's scroll on down. But last time I looked, White Lily was still on there. So if any of you guys out there posted your stuff up to the Comicsgate TM wiki, and do not feel comfortable with it being on a site that is whose sole administrator now is Zombie, feel free to take it down.
I think you probably should.
Yeah. And part of the issue that I have with this is, one, obviously Zombie never shared with Preston that there was some sort of issue. But also that he just took everybody's stuff and re-put it up under another wiki without their permission. And I find that kind of troubling, that, you know, none of these creators should have been contacted and said, hey, there was an issue. Would you like us to put it back up under this new wiki? Or would you like to put it back up under this new wiki? It only seems more above board to me than just taking everything and reposting it. And there was a lot. I mean, we're talking 125 characters. Now, a lot of those are Zombies characters from a lot of his previous stuff. But, you know, there's other things that were put up, some of them that had been presented for the Comicsgate TM contest. So if you want to go ahead and remove your characters or remove anything that you added to the wiki, I would recommend doing it. But, you know, it's up to you. It's your own, you know, it's your own thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, everybody can make up their own mind about what they want to do. And I refuse to tell anybody what to do.
Yeah.
But now you know who, yep, see, White Lily is still up there. So even after Preston requested all his characters be taken down. I mean, he could have just missed it, but, you know, who knows?
I'm sure he didn't. No. The guy's a con man.
Yeah.
It's what he does. Oh, and then I
So-
still have one other clip, I think, actually. And I wanted to share this. So hold on one second. Let me share my screen. Share audio. Share and Are you seeing it? Yeah.
Yes. Now this is the part of they'll probably get us struck, so we'll have to talk over it a lot. Sorry, you guys.
You fucking idiot.
But we have to make it transformative.
The company you keep, Vicky, just keeps getting better and better. Oh my god.
Sorry.
Nolan, good morning to you.
So yeah, that was them ragging on you for I guess associating or knowing Zombie.
Like I care. Like I care what
Yeah.
any of them say, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
fair.
important. I mean, look who it is. It's Oz and Ethan.
Yeah.
They have no important, you know, aside from being something to laugh at and comment on every once in a while. They bear very little importance and have no impact on my ego. So, you know, but yay. It's nice to know though that Ethan still feels bothered enough by me that he mentions me even though I'm blocked on Twitter. But
Yeah, no, he loves to talk about people that he blocks. But I don't know. I didn't have much else to talk about.
I didn't
don't know.
either.
Yeah, I think we were.
We've had a pretty good evening.
Yeah.
So you all, but we just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of what was going on, and you know, add it to the funness of our evening. So
Yeah.
But Be sure to subscribe to DA Talks on YouTube.
Yeah, do that. Do it.
Yeah,
And
it.
Stay subscribed. Don't unsubscribe. Stay subscribed.
Yes. And be sure to back Testify's IGG, the
Oh, yeah, let's
first
drop a
CG
link for
campaign.
that.
The
You got a
first
link for
CG.
that?
Oh, yeah. I'll grab it. That will be early. Whoops. Oh, damn it. I lost it. Let's see here. Maybe in my history of recently closed tabs. Nope, too far away. Let's see. Cash grab. I will dump it in the description if anybody wants it. Instead of trying to get that into here it is. Never mind. I found it. I will dump it in the chat here, but everybody be sure to at least check it out. Share it if you feel it deserves a little bit of sharing, even if you don't decide to back it, because sharing is caring. And it's just as supportive as actually giving them your money. So there you go. Everybody have a fabulous night. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to my channel. Check out my videos. Spread them. Do stuff. There's links to like my Patreon. Give me money for reasons.
I'm not subscribed to your Patreon, and I'm not going to.
Discord too. There's a Discord link. Yeah. Just throw all your support my way.
Good night, everybody. Have a fabulous rest of your weekend.
Good night.